What's poppin', guys? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's get into this boring, unenthusiastic, uncaring, pathetic excuse of a show for Monday Night Raw, May the 22nd, 2023. This was the go-home show for Monday Night Raw for Night of Champions. This show was not good. I even fell asleep for at least a good 45 minutes. So I had to go back and watch what I missed when I woke up. I was able to see the Dominic Mysterio versus Apollo Crews match. So I had to go back and watch what I missed. I ended up doing that, and I was still depressed and pissed off. So let's go ahead and get into the show, shall we? We kick the show off with Cody Rhodes. He's headed to the arena. He's ambushed and beat down by Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar destroys Cody's arm. He smashes it with something. I don't know what it is. Some type of canister. Moving on. Like I say, it's not important. So Paul Heyman, he comes out. He says he had nothing to do with what happened, with what we just saw. But it's just an example of what Cody has coming at Night of Champions. Paul Heyman says last week's appearance was received so well that he was brought back. Paul Heyman touts 3 Night of Champions main events and how Solo and Roman will become the new undisputed tag team champions at Night of Champions, while the Usos probably watch on TV at home. Paul Heyman goes on and welcomes us to the final Monday Night Raw before Night of Champions. He then quickly scurries out the ring when we hear Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's music play. So, Sami cracks jokes at how fast Paul Heyman ran. Sami and Kevin Owens feel really good about going into Saturday's title defense. Sami says, Sami said all he has to say to Roman Reigns. So KO brings up how Roman dedicated their upcoming win to the Wild Samoans off on Sika. KO says that got him thinking, and he wants to dedicate their win to the true pillars of the bloodline, the Usos. So Sami says that's pretty good, but that's Saturday, and tonight we have six-man action against Imperium. So Imperium comes out. They attempt to jump Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Matt Riddle comes out, makes the save, and he hits a knee strike on Gunther, and both teams stare each other down. So, not really concerned about what happened to kick off the show. Kind of formulaic and boring. You know, everything kind of felt rushed. Moving on. So, first match of the night. No, my bad. Before we get into that, Byron Saxton, he's outside of the trainer's room. Adam Pearce comes out, but he has no update on Cody. Byron Saxton asking about a rumor on Cody breaking his arm. Pearce says he has no new information. So that sets us up for the first match tonight. Bronson Reed versus Ricochet. Bronson Reed wins before the match. Bronson Reed cut a promo saying that he blamed Ricochet for losing last week in the Battle Royal and warning actions have had consequences. So Bronson Reed wins via the tsunami. Who really cares? Nothing really important there. Bronson Reed still is not over, and he still gets no reaction. I don't know what you do. Every single time he's out there, he is not over. There is no reaction. It's just crickets. You could hear a rat piss on cotton. I don't get it. I don't. Who cares, though? Moving on, so Apollo Crews, he's backstage with Kathy Kelly. He hopes Cody Rhodes is okay because that looked rough earlier. Apollo said otherwise he'd be lying if he said he wasn't excited to be back. Then he's interrupted by Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. Dominic says this was supposed to be Rhea's interview time, but Kathy says Rhea was right after Apollo. Dominic says Rhea's a busy woman and has something to say. She thanks Dom, and then says Natalya has had a legendary career, but she got in Rhea's way. So this Saturday at Night of Champions, she'll make an example of Natalya and make her regret coming to Raw. And in her legendary career, which would be great. I would love that. I hope Rhea does do that. So Dominic and Apollo have a couple choice words with each other, and then Apollo asks Dominic what's he going to do about it. Rhea says they're going to turn around Apollo, who runs Raw. Dominic says that's right, mommy, and then Apollo says he can't wait to see him try. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. Next, one of the okay parts of the show, which is the sit-down interview involving Seth Rollins and Corey Graves. So Seth says that he loves Roman, but he doesn't like him. That's brotherhood, right? He'll always have love for Roman, but he has no respect for the person Roman has become. He says Roman is poisoned by his own ego, and the title is the biggest thing. Roman is taking opportunities from others, and that's about as selfish as you can be. Seth Rollins says he'll become a champion so we can forget about Roman. So Corey Graves asks, what can Raw look like with Rollins on top? He says Raw can be a land of opportunity for change. It can push the industry forward. Rollins goes on and says he doesn't want to jinx himself, but he feels pretty invisible going into Night of Champions. He's on the top of he's at the top of his game. And then Corey Graves asks why Night of Champions is different. Rollins says this is it. I mean, okay, that was pretty cool, I guess. I like it, but we all know that it's a constellation prize if we're all being honest about it. But, I did enjoy that, though. So Byron Saxton, he's backstage with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. So Balor says Nakamura cost Priest a shot in the tournament. And he disrespected Damian Priest, which is disrespecting the other members of Judgment Day. Balor says he'll make Nakamura pay and leave just enough on the bones for Damian Priest to pick the part. Next, we get a vignette from Zoe Stark. Oh my God. And this is when the show went off the rails right here. So Zoe says that she's clear, calculated, and vicious, and you won't like her. Yes, that is true. I do not like you, Zoe Stark, at all. I despise you. She says she's here to tear down all your idols apart and expose their weaknesses. The era of heroes is over, and the Zoe Stark era is here. So we get Zoe Stark versus Candice LeRae. Zoe Stark wins via the Z360. And I think Nikki Cross runs down to try to help out Candice LeRae. Who cares? This shit is boring. Moving on, so Mustafa Ali is backstage with Byron Saxton. He's asked about facing Gunther at Night of Champions. Ali says he's at a loss. For words. He says that he should be more positive about it. Ali says he knows Saxon is looking for his usual, but this is way too real for him. He's been dreaming about this since he was a kid, doing something great and becoming a champion. But if you look at his career, he's never come close. He's been a failure over and over. Ali says no one thinks he can beat Gunther. Gunther became... So, Lesnar comes through, walking through the gorilla position area. He pushes Ali out the way. Lesnar turns and looks at Ali and says, "Get a life, kid." That was kind of funny right there. I love that. So Lesnar comes out on the stage. He's all business now. So Lesnar asks what Hershey, Pennsylvania wants to talk about. Lesnar says he'd boo Cody also, as he starts to hear boos. Lesnar says, unfortunately, Cody won't be coming back tonight, and he won't be fighting. Lesnar and I are champions, but don't worry. Brock won't let you down, as he's issuing an open challenge for anyone in the back to fight him at Night of Champions. All you have to do is step up. So Lesnar laughs and looks ahead. Cody comes out. He's got a sling, along with Adam Pearce and a couple of referees behind him. Cody pushes them away. He gets into the ring, and then Cody attempts to brawl with Lesnar. Lesnar locks in the Kimura lock, and that was it. So Adam Pearce yells for medical. Not really that important. Again, this too was boring. Alpha Academy every damn week. Chad Gable versus the Viking Raiders. So Alpha Academy gets the win because it was a distraction by Valhalla, a.k.a. Sarah Logan, and Maxine Dupree. Not really important. Don't give a shit. So we get another vignette hyping up Vinny this year by Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal says, last week was the first of the end of the mini on Monday Night Raw. Veer and Sangha are forces of nature. Thunder is crashing and the storm is here. So what happens next? Jinder says something about Raw and Hindi. So Byron, he's still backstage waiting to get a comment from Cody Rhodes. And then Adam Pearce enters, and we hear him arguing with Cody. The door opens, and Cody yells at Pearce, sending him on his way. So then we get Nakamura versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor wins the coup de grace. Pretty good little match here. I kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of work rate. I think it went about, 10 minutes at least. So, pretty good little fun match there. This is when I fell asleep, but I had to go back and watch it again. That was being Raquel Rodriguez taking on my girl Sonya Deville. Raquel wins via the Texana Bomb. And then Shotzi makes the save while Raquel's was beaten down by Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. And then Shotzi does a suicide dive to take out Green and Deville. And she uses Rodriguez as a battering ram to go through the ropes. So that was kind of cool. Again, predictable as shit. We all knew that Shotzi was going to be the partner of Raquel Rodriguez. That was a no-brainer. But it was a waste of time. Oh, boy. So Adam Pearce told Cody Rhodes... it's told that Cody Rhodes is blocking people from entering the locker room. So Trish Stratus stops in to talk to Adam Pearce backstage and comment on how she made time in her busy schedule for tonight's contract signing. She says Becky Lynch is feisty, and so they need a no-touch rule for the contract signing. Pierce says a lot is going on tonight, and he doesn't see the need for a no-touch policy. So Adam Pearce then thanks Trish, and then he walks off. We got a pretty cool little vignette for Matt Riddle. So Matt Riddle, he's training and working out. Riddle's been in the ring with monsters and men who are bigger than and faster than he is. So what's there to be afraid of? Riddle says he laughs in the face of adversity. This is his time, and if you doubt him, bro, then that's a mistake you can't afford. So I do like this. This is more of a chill/serious version of Riddle. I really do like that. This little kind of a repackaging of Riddle makes a lot of sense, actually. This is something that I can kind of get with. And this is kind of how Riddle should have been when he came to the main roster. What was it? Maybe I want to say 2 years ago. So he came on the main roster, I think in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is when I got pissed with this. This was absolutely stupid. This contract signing was stupid as shit. Becky Lynch looks like a fucking clown. A clown. Literally. She comes out with, like, finger shades, and I'm just like, what is she doing? Like, is she going through Lady Gaga's wardrobe or something? Like, what is she doing? Like, this boggles my mind. This is extremely weird. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's absolutely weird to me. I'm perturbed by this. I am. This is nauseating. Oh, boy. So, Becky Lynch gives a shout out to the locals and says, we got business to handle. Becky Lynch then calls out Trish Stratus in the ring. So, Trish comes out and she said, this is a big moment. This is her first contract signing. Trish Stratus says, this must be nothing to Becky as she's had so many contract signings, all thanks to Trish. So, there are stupid what chants in this, which is dumb. This happens when she is discussing how she changed the game and then left. So Trish Stratus goes on about how she'll be it when she beats Becky. She wonders if Becky will crawl into a deep, dark place and go through her stuff again. Trish says she's figured out Becky, and she knows her weaknesses. Trish says Becky is her own worst enemy. Trish says this is her first contract signing, and Becky Lynch's last. She finally signs it. Lynch takes the mic and goes on about Trish being scared and not just being it. My bad. She's not just scared of being hit, but how Becky is better than she was, and time is passing us all by. Becky Lynch thanks Trish for everything I never wanted to become. Becky goes on and says she can overcome regardless. She says if Trish thought barking like a dog was embarrassing, just wait and see what happens at Night of Champions. Becky Lynch barks and calls her a bitch and taunts Trish Stratus. So Stratus is furious, and she tips over the announce table, and that was it. And I'm just like, oh my God, this was a waste of time. I literally wanted to throw my TV out the window at this point in time, because I was just appalled by what I just watched. I was just out of it. I'm like, this is nauseating to me. Vince, Triple H, Every single writer in the back should all be ashamed of themselves. Completely ashamed. I'm so tired of this dumb narrative of Triple H good, Vince bad. No, they're both bad. No. This shit was awful. So, Byron Saxton, he stops Shotzi and Raquel backstage. They're talking about having respect for each other, and then they agree to team up for SmackDown and win the title Fatal 4-Way on Raw. Okay, who cares? Waste of time. Dominic Mysterio defeated Apollo Crews via the Frog Splash. So Rhea gets involved. So she attacks Apollo. The referee gets to a 9 count. Apollo gets back into the ring. He's on his back, and that allows Dominic to hit a Frog Splash for the 1-2-3 on the back of Apollo. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, Apollo literally just, like, ran in and just laid there. Like, I'm tired of this shit. He just laid there. I'm just like, oh, my God. I feel bad for Apollo, man. I do. But I like Dom. But I just feel so bad for Apollo. Like, I don't know what you can do. I don't know what you can do with Apollo at this point. I really don't. I think Apollo's been with the WWE since, 2015 or 2016? So he's been there a good 7 years, I want to say. Maybe 8 years. I don't know. But Apollo's been there for quite some time. Not 10 years, obviously, but he's been there for a good little bit. But he does deserve better, though. We got a really cool video for AJ Styles. So I enjoyed that right there. That was a plus with this miserable, shitty show. So we get to part 4 of the sit-down interview between Seth Rollins and Corey Graves. So Rollins says it's time for a change. He was never pegged to be that. He was never picked to be that guy. So it made him want it more. Rollins says this is what he always dreamed of. It's given him a life beyond his wildest dreams. He just wants to see it be the best it can be. This new title is it. He's putting all his chips in and giving the match all he has. Rollins says he is the change we've been waiting on, and he wants to be that guy. Okay, that's cool. But then again, I have a feeling that if Rollins wins, this would be kind of like how he was in 2018, where he was on this work rate masterpiece, where he was just putting on quote-unquote banger after banger after banger with anybody and everybody he got in the ring with. And to me, that gets boring after a while. But that's what it is. That's what this title is meant to be anyway. It's meant to be just a workhorse championship. This is the IC title number 2. This is exactly what it's going to be booked as. So, I guess Rollins is going to win it. I don't know. Main event, Imperium versus Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. KO gets the win here via the frog splash into the haluva kick for the 1-2-3. Then, this was a solid match, though. So, we end the show with Cody Rhodes. He's in his locker room. He tells someone he doesn't need any help, and then there's a knock. Triple H comes in. He understands where Cody is coming from and what he's trying to do, but he knows that Cody understands the position he's in. He needs to get medical attention. Cody says he doesn't need any doctor. Triple H says he can look and see that Cody's arm is broken. Everyone can. And Cody knows damn well that the arm is broken based on the look on his face. Triple H says no one is questioning how tough Cody is. They go on and say, Triple H says that he can't let Cody go to Night of Champions to wrestle Brock. Cody isn't happy with Triple H, saying that he's afraid and asking what he has to be afraid of. Cody says his legs work fine. He can make it to the ring. Triple H mentioned seeing Cody wrestle with the torn pec, and no one questions how tough you are, but this is different. Triple H brings up the year Cody was on the shelf, and Cody admits it was a terrible year, but it says it would have been much worse if he was a complete coward and a shell of himself who didn't go on and fight. Cody asked Triple H what would he have done. Cody says Triple H would have fought. Cody says he's going to Night of Champions. He's going to fight Brock Lesnar. Fans cheer in the arena. Cody sits back down, and Triple H sits with him, pats him on. Triple H smirks, and then he pats him on the back and says, "All right." And then Triple H dips out, and that's how we go off the air. I'm just like, what the hell are we doing here? What are we doing here? This is a waste of time. This is an absolute waste of time. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Again, we never would have been in this shit if they would have pulled the trigger last month at WrestleMania 39, Night 2. If Cody would have won then, we wouldn't be in any of this shit now. Period. I guarantee you that. We all know Cody's going to go to Night of Champions to defeat Brock Lesnar. This show was miserable. This show was absolutely miserable. Pathetic. Vince, Triple H, Bruce Pritchard, and the like, whoever produced this show, well, it doesn't matter. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. All of you should have. All of you should. You put out this filth of a show, a waste of 3 hours, where nothing literally happens. Nothing on this show happens. Nothing on the show is worth a damn. No one cares about good wrestling. This show sucked. It sucked. The only good aspect of it was Seth Rollins. I don't know. What did you guys think? Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. This show was awful. Triple H, Vince, Bruce, do better.
To the end.